Hey everybody, this is setting up cpp-httplib with CMAKE for building REST APIs. Now, what's cpp-httplib? It is a single header file, HTTP server and client, where you can just include the header file in your project and you have a server and client with you. So this is how I set up in one of my projects. So I'll be using CMake to kind of build the project and include the header file. So let me just open my terminal and I have an empty directory here. I'll do that to confirm, and we'll start by creating the required files. So I'm going to say touch cmake lists.txt. We need a main.cpp file for our server and httplib.h, which we'll bring from the GitHub project. So I can have that, and I need a build directory to create the executable. So I'm going to say mkdir build. Cool. And let's start with the cmake list.txt. I'm going to say cmake minimum required. Required. I just switched my keyboard, so I'm making a lot of errors. I'm going to say 3.15 and say give a project. I'm going to say give it API, and I'm going to say add executable. We'll define executable as API and say main.cpp as our starting point, and we need to include the httplib.h file. So we'll say target include directories. So this will automatically include any header files inside our current directory. So let's say we're including environment.json, which is again a single header file JSON parsing library. So it'll automatically include that. So I'm going to say API, I'm going to say private, and say not httplib. I'm going to say cmake current directory, and do that, and close that. Okay. I think that's all we need. Let's go to our main.file, and we will actually copy an example provided here. So there you go. We've got a server example. We will copy that and say our header file is located in the same directory, and we'll just have one endpoint, correct? I like to have this in 8080. You can just give any endpoint any port you like, and I'll just give the root endpoint, and there you go. So okay, we need to actually copy the header file from the GitHub repository. So I'm going to say I'm going to find the httplib.h file. I'm going to copy the raw file and paste inside this, and there you go. We've got it's just 11,000 lines of code and you have an HTTP server and client, right? How cool is that? So I'm going to go to build, say cmake space dot dot. Now, if you're using, I'm on Linux, I'll use cmake and make. If you're on Windows, right, maybe you could use Ninja. You could say, you could just provide the -g flag and say, my Unix make files or Ninja or whatever you like. So just, I've got a make file there. I'm going to say make, and it's going to create the executable for me. So we'll just wait for that to happen and say /API. We will test that out using 8080, and there you go. So our endpoint's working, right? So what's happening here, or why even use httplib or cpp-httplib? If you need a very small server that's like performant and like you do not want to spend a lot of time, writing a lot of code, like this is it, like just one file, and if you need JSON parsing, you just include environment JSON, and that's it, right? You can get a lot of work done instead of working on boilerplate code. So thank you so much for watching.